Welcome to So Ama Media.
This episode explores symbolic themes in film. It is not a political statement, but a reflection on how stories imagine power, authority, and responsibility. What happens when power is given a badge? And what happens when power answers to no one? In this episode, we place two iconic machines side by side. Both are unstoppable. Both are weapons in human form, yet they represent opposite philosophies of control. One is created to serve the system. The other exists to erase it. Robo represents institutional power. Robo is not just a machine, he is policy made physical. Created by a corporation and deployed by the state, his purpose is order. He is designed to enforce rules, protect property, and stabilize chaos. Even though he carries fragments of a human past, his function is defined by programming written by others. What makes Robo unsettling is not his strength, but his obedience. He cannot question the system that created him. He cannot act outside its rules. Even when corruption is obvious, he is constrained. His struggle is not against criminals alone, but against the invisible architecture of authority that limits his choices. The Terminator represents autonomous force. The Terminator answers to no institution, no government, no law. He is power without negotiation. Once activated, his mission overrides morality, empathy, and consequence. He does not preserve order. He enforces inevitability. Unlike RoboCop, the Terminator does not pretend to protect society. He exposes a darker truth. Power without accountability does not stabilize systems. It ends them. He represents what happens when force is unleashed without human restraint or ethical pause. Human presence versus human absence. RoboCop is haunted by memory. His humanity leaks through the armor. This makes him flawed but also capable of moral friction. The Terminator has no inner conflict. He does not remember, he does not hesitate. That absence of humanity makes him terrifyingly efficient. The difference is not intelligence. Both are intelligent. Both are capable. The difference is orientation. RoboCop is inwardly divided, caught between human identity and institutional command. The Terminator is perfectly aligned with a single objective, and therefore unstoppable. What these films say about authority. RoboCop asks a difficult question. What happens when governments and corporations merge power with technology? Can ethics survive inside systems designed around profit and control? The film suggests that institutions often claim to protect people while quietly prioritizing order over justice. The Terminator asks a different question. What happens when power escapes all systems entirely? When there is no oversight, no accountability, and no shared human values? The answer is not freedom, but annihilation. Two dangers, not one. RoboCop shows the danger of power that is centralized and sanitized. Violence justified by policy. Harm hidden behind procedure. The Terminator shows the danger of power that is decentralized and absolute. Violence without explanation. Destruction without appeal. Why this contrast matters today. As technology becomes more autonomous and surveillance more normalized, society faces both risks at once. Systems that claim to protect can become cages. Systems with no control can become weapons. These films remind us that power itself is not neutral. How it is governed matters as much as how strong it becomes. The unresolved tension. RoboCop cannot fully escape the system that owns him. The Terminator cannot be reasoned with because he has no system to answer to. One is trapped by authority. The other is unleashed by it. Neither is a comfortable future. RoboCop asks us to examine who writes the rules. The Terminator asks us to fear what happens when rules disappear entirely. Between them lies the uncomfortable truth that power without conscience, whether controlled or free, eventually turns against humanity. The question is not whether machines will become powerful. The question is whether humans will remain responsible. If this perspective made you think, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Garantangi. Till the next video.